Well, what happened was I was going out for auditions. I couldn't book a lot of things. It wasn't a lot of parts for me at the time. I was a lot younger. I could only fit into the mold of like a high school, college kid. So it wasn't a lot of roles for a black man. And then if it was, you know, it was like, you know, you're fighting against everybody. So I said, you know what, let me start writing films, you know. And I really, like, back in school, like, I hated writing. Like, I just really, now I love it, you know. Sometimes it's hard for me to just actually sit down and start it, but once I started the process, it's easy. When I got into filmmaking, it was like no turning back.
Speaking of that, when y'all two gonna have some kids?
Hey, did you guys discover Bill?
We're so busy with our careers right now. Simone's finishing up medical school.
And Jason, you know, he's a hard worker. He works so hard.
I paid all the bills while you took that stupid leave of absence to write that book.
Short Looks Good is an introspective look into 4 women's lives as they go through basically a journey of they're searching for happiness or what they think is going to make them happy. Love issues they're just going through, and sometimes you got to look at yourself and really look in the mirror and say, I got to change what's in myself to make myself happy. So many times we put the reason that we're unhappy on other people, and sometimes you really got to look at yourself and see that, you know, happiness comes within. I went to Temple for broadcast communications, had some film classes, did not really take them serious at all. I'm like, let me just make this little BS project and just to get a little grade, and because I really wanted to be an actor. Me and my partner, Torrance Rothmiller, actually wrote another script, a feature film that we thought in the back of our heads we were going to be able to make, but when we started looking over the script, it was like way too expensive for us to make. So it was like, let's write a script that we know we can shoot with money out of our own pockets.
Don't get me wrong, I love my brothers and everything, but y'all have some commitment issues.
How so?
But why is it that all the white women that I know my age are married, but yet all the black women I know are in a relationship with a man that hasn't popped the question yet, or they're still looking for a man that wants to settle down?
It's the way we were raised. Look at white people. Usually they come from a 2-parent home. So in a sense, it's like they got a blueprint to follow.
Yeah, they graduate school, get a job, get married, and have kids.
So I work around a lot of women, and I started listening to stories, and I was like, wow, this would be a really cool story. I hear another story, this would be a really cool story. So I started jotting stuff down, and I'm like, okay. And then next thing I know, I had like little short stories, and I'm like, if I could tie everything together, you know, I might have a little film. So I told my partner about the idea. He was like, ah. So I wrote the first 2 scenes, and he liked it, and he was on board, so we wrote it together, and you know, 2 months later, we had It Sure Looks Good, and we took all the money that we had, we borrowed some money from our friends and family, or they gave us money, and we shot the film on like a $10,000 budget. Distribution was a challenge, but even before that, just editing, because I worked a full-time job, and it was like, you know, I would come home, and from like 6 to about 2 o'clock in the morning, I would edit. I would just edit and edit and edit, and I would be super tired, get up in the morning, going to work, and I'd do it all over again. Most of my weekends were dedicated to, you know, editing. So I basically lived with this film for like almost 2 years. I should say, do it, get it done the best way you can. Don't let your finances hinder you. You'll find a way to make it. You'll find a way to make it. Don't let money or a location just keep, you know, searching. Somebody eventually will like, all right, I'll give you a chance, and you can shoot there, and just get actors that are just as hungry as you. You know, there are a lot of them out here in Philly that are hungrier and that want to work with hungry directors, and you know, just take your time with your script too. You know, the cameras are so accessible now, and everybody's shooting something. So I think you really got to take your time on your script. Make sure that's tight, so you can stand out.
You know what? I was just thinking about how much I love y'all. Y'all are more than my closest friends. Y'all are like my sisters. When times get rough,
We always got each other's back.
I know that's right.
Sure looks good.
I was wrong. It's been 2 months, 3 weeks, and a day, and oh, it still hurts, and oh, baby, it's not worth it.
I'm Lionel Anthony Cook, and you're watching Reelblack.